Hello everyone. In this video, we discuss Vector-Jacobian product or VJP for backpropagation, which is the main mechanism for calculating gradients in PyTorch and other deep learning frameworks. In order to do this, we have to review a few topics from vector calculus, and we start by looking at the definition of gradient. So what is gradient? Gradients are basically derivatives when we have more than one independent variable. Let's say you have a function f that maps Rn to R, meaning that we have n independent variables and one output or dependent variable, or in other words, we have a scalar output. And gradient here, which we show using this notation, del or nabla, is a vector of all partial derivatives, partial f partial x1 to partial f partial xn. So this is an n-dimensional vector. And for simplicity, sometimes I just show this using this notation, partial f partial x. But remember, if x is more than 1, it's a vector, then this is technically the vector of partial derivatives. Then the second thing we need to cover is Jacobian. So Jacobian, there's minor difference compared to gradient, and that's because now we have a vector output. So we assume that we go from Rn to Rm, right? Where m is here the dimensionality of the output. To make this even easier to see, we can show this using this vector notation, or the arrow that I put above y, to say that, well, y is now the output is actually multiple of them, like y1 to ym, and this is a function of the vector x. So in this case, the Jacobian is actually a matrix, and the way that we form this is that the first row of J is what contains partials of y1 with respect to all x's, meaning y1 partial xn, partial y1 partial xn. So this is all the partials with respect to x1 to xn. Then the second row, we pick the second output, which is y2, and we find all these partials. And we continue this until we get to the mth row, where we take ym and we find these partials. For example, partial ym with respect to xn, partial ym with respect to xn. So therefore, this matrix is actually of size m by n. And therefore, if you want to compute and store this has complexity of order m times n, which is very expensive, and especially when you're working with deep learning and neural networks, that can be more than the available memory. So this is where you use this idea of Vector-Jacobian product, which is simply V transpose J, meaning that instead of looking at J directly, we're going to multiply this by a vector, so we technically reduce the dimensionality from m by n to 1 by n because of this vector matrix multiplication. And this is much easier to store and work with. But still, it is a little bit confusing why we do this product with by this vector v. So the last kind of piece here we have to cover is this chain rule. So remember, in deep learning or neural networks, we have these inputs that they go to layers, then they get some more transformation, and usually at the end, if you look at it here, we have like some x that we give them to some functions, we get y. And eventually we're working with what is known as loss functions, right? So the loss functions are scalar functions, meaning that the output is only 1. And the idea is that we want to understand how we have to update these parameters in the previous layers. So if you want to find these gradient, or as I said, for simplicity, I use this notation of L with respect to x, we can do this L with respect to y, and then y with respect to x. Y with respect to x is that exactly that Jacobian matrix that we had in the previous slide. And L with respect to y is typically that vector that we just discussed. So in order to make this sense, we look at a very simple example. And then I'll show you how this works in PyTorch. Let's say x has two components, x1 and x2, right? So that's, in this case, x is a vector. And let's say y, that is a function applied to x, is also a vector, meaning that we have x1 squared, for example, and x1, x2. So in this case, our y1 is x1 squared, is a function of x1 and x2. And then the y2, the second component, is just multiplication of x1 and x2. And it's important to have this in mind. So the way it works, we have x gives us y gives us L, and L is usually a scalar because it's loss function. And the way that we can get that scalar output at the end is simply, let's say we just add y1 and y2. This is a very common thing again in deep learning or neural networks, which means that we technically multiply y1 by 1 and multiply y2 by 1, and we add them together to get L. So in this case, if I want to know these partials of L with respect to x, I can use chain rule and find partials of L with respect to y and then y with respect to x. And the first term here, partials of L with respect to y, is exactly that vector v transpose that we just talked about, because you can find this partial of L with respect to y1, meaning that you assume y2 is a fixed or constant, which is just whatever the constant multiplied by y1, and the same thing with y2. So that gives us that vector that we just talked about. And the next thing is to just compute that Jacobian for partial y, partial x. But remember, y has 2 elements, x has 2 elements, so technically that's a 2 by 2 matrix. And the first element is partial y1 respect to x1, which is 2x1. Partial y1, partial x2 is 0 because there's no x2 in y1. And you can do the same thing to find this Jacobian. So now we do this multiplication. And again, in this case, we can store Jacobian because it's extremely easy. It's a 2 by 2 matrix. But think about it in deep learning or neural networks, you can have these matrices that are easy, like 10,000 by 10,000. So that's a huge problem. We cannot easily store all those elements. And now it's easy because what we have a 1 by 2 vector multiplied by 2 by 2 matrix, which gives us a 1 by 2 vector. And that makes sense, right? Because partial L, partial x, that's gradient of L with respect to x, should have 2 elements since we have 2 x's, x1 and x2. And if we do this matrix multiplication, for the first element we get 2x1 plus x2, and for the second element we get x1. So that's it. We found our gradient of the loss function here, this L with respect to x, and that's exactly how PyTorch works. And in the next slide, we're going to look at an example to see how this works, right? So you can see here we define our x, which has 2 elements, 2 and 3. Make sure to set this requires grad equals true to make sure that we are able to track these or do the backpropagation to find the gradients. Now we have y1, which is x1 squared, y2, which is x1, x2, exactly what we had in the previous slide, and L is y1 plus y2. And the way that you can find these sort of like gradients of L with respect to x, you use this backward method, which applies the VJP, Vector-Jacobian product, and the gradients are stored in x.grad. So that's the attribute that we have here. And remember, the formula that we found was 2x1 plus x2 for the first element and x1. Given that x1 equals 2 and x2 equals 3, if we plug in these values there, we get 2 times 2 plus 3 for the first element, which is exactly 7. And then the second element is 2. And this is perfect because now you know how backpropagation works in PyTorch.